This video is going to explain how you can set and meet goals for university and beyond. Let's start by understanding why it is important to have your own goals. If you can explain why you want to achieve something, this can be helpful for keeping your long-term goals in mind and keeping you focused. There may be many reasons for goals, such as personal happiness or satisfaction, or career goals. Goal setting keeps you motivated, as it helps you to remember why what you're doing now is relevant to your future. Keeping goals in mind whilst you are working allows you to learn more intelligently. You can prioritize information and focus your energy on tasks that are most meaningful to you and your long-term goals. For example, having a long-term goal may help you select university modules to study, which essay questions to answer, and what research to focus on. Completing a goal is also a great feeling. After working for a long time on something, you can feel very proud to have achieved your goal. Goals can sometimes feel distant or unreachable. For example, if your goal is to complete your degree with a good grade, then that can feel very far away and intangible. How are you going to make that goal happen? How do you manage all the work in between to ensure you reach your goal? One way to stay on top of your long-term ambitions whilst managing your short-term targets is to use SMARTR goal setting. Each letter represents a different aspect of the goal which will make it meaningful. SMARTR goal setting helps you break larger projects or goals into specific tasks which will help you get there. It makes sure you set goals that are manageable, measurable, attainable, and relevant. This means you do not set yourself impossible targets, and you can ensure that all your steps are taken in the right direction. SMARTR goals can help you meet deadlines by helping you keep timeliness at the forefront of your thinking. Having smaller and smarter goals means that you are more likely to stay motivated throughout university and give you a clear sense of progress. So what do the letters stand for? S stands for specific. If a goal is, do my essay, then this can seem quite large and unmanageable, as it will involve several stages. Instead, you can break this larger task into smaller, specific tasks to get you there. Ask yourself, what exactly is it I will do? Think about the who, what, where, and when questions to make sure you don't miss anything. M is measurable. You need to know when the target has been met. Instead of something like, I will do some reading about my subject, set a specific limit. Perhaps you will read one of the recommended texts for your course. This way, you will know when you have finished because you will finish the book. A is attainable. This means your goals need to be realistic. You need to be sure that you can actually complete the goal. Do you have what you need, including knowledge, resources, and time? The first R is relevant. You should always be able to explain how this task you are doing contributes to your ultimate goal. If you cannot, then perhaps you should question why you are doing this task and whether you should be prioritizing something else instead. T is timely. Make sure you know your deadlines and set yourself shorter deadlines for each of your SMARTR targets. Make sure you have given sufficient time to make the goal attainable. The final R is reward. Your long-term goal may be to graduate, but you don't want to wait 3 years to celebrate all your achievements. Each time you complete a goal, celebrate in some small way. This might be treating yourself to your favourite food, having some relaxing leisure time, or engaging in your favourite hobby. So let's see what SMARTR targets might look like at university. This student has set themselves a goal. They are working on an assignment and have decided to focus on the reading and research first. Their first goal is to find some relevant research for their topic. But this is quite broad, so they have made it measurable by setting a target of finding 5 articles or texts. Is this target attainable? The student has identified the resources they will use, which are their university library website, and they will use the search filters and their assignment brief to make it easier. How is this relevant to their wider goal? The student needs to read the text in order to understand the topic of their essay, which is the first point here. The second point is that they can use the text that they read as evidence throughout their writing as support for their arguments. They have set a specific time to do this research. They will complete it tonight between 4 p.m. and 6:30 p.m, probably after university but before their evening meal. Finally, they have set a reward to keep them motivated, which is playing video games if they complete their goal on time. But SMARTR goals don't have to wait until university. You can use them in your studies now and as a tool for preparing for university. This student has a long-term goal for when they go to university next year. They want to get a 2-1 on their first assignment. Can you help them set a SMARTR target to help them start working towards this goal? Here's a hint. You may want to consider what you learned previously in the topic on assignment, feedback and grades. Pause the video now to have a go, and then press play when you are ready to see some possible answers. Here is an example to show you what you could have said for the previous task. Don't worry if you have something different. We all approach things differently, and that's okay. The student may want to start by finding and analysing the standard grade descriptors for Level 4 study at their university. Most universities will have this information available online to students and prospective students, so a quick Google search should help you find this. How will they make this measurable? They will limit their focus to the descriptors for the grade they are aiming for, a 2-1. Once they have read this information, they will know that they can stop there. Is the target attainable? As I mentioned, the grade descriptors are most likely available on the university website, so a quick Google search should help here. They also need a strategy to make this attainable and meaningful, so we have suggested that they highlight keywords and define them. Defining the words means that they will know what is expected of them and will be prepared for this language to be used in assignment briefs and feedback when in university. They will also keep organised notes about what they find. This means that they can return to these notes for their first assignment, helping them to achieve their long-term goal. This means that this goal will be directly relevant for their long-term goal of achieving a 2-1 for their first assignment. It also means that the student can plan in opportunities to develop the specific skills required before beginning university. They have decided that they will do this first task today after their college studies. Getting this first task done early means that they can then use the knowledge they gain to plan in more SMARTR targets to help them achieve their wider goal later on. Finally, once they have completed this target, they can call their best friend for a chat. As mentioned before, your answers may differ a little, and that's okay. Just make sure you follow the general rules of SMARTR targets to ensure they are attainable, relevant, and rewarding. To summarise, setting SMARTR goals can make your life easier and make work easier to manage. You can use this for managing long-term goals or complex projects which involve lots of processes. Making sure goals are measurable, attainable, and timely will help you manage your workload and feel the pride of making progress. Finally, reward yourself after completing goals in order to keep yourself motivated for the ultimate goal, completing your university study.